and welcome to the Humble Seer. So I did a video on Americans fleeing the United States, and now I want to do a video on homelessness in the United States because it is like nothing that I have ever seen in the time that I have lived here in this country. I mean, I was born and raised here. And it's like nothing that I have ever seen. In where I live, there are bridges, lined with tents and people living in them and they have, I've seen those portable toilets being brought, and I've seen sinks and things being set up, which, it doesn't make any sense to do that, right? It doesn't make sense to set up, making it comfortable for people to live on the street. Oh, we're going to bring you a toilet and we're going to bring you water. Now, I mean, some people may say, well, it's better than them and not having that. I would agree with that, but it defies logic in a country that has so much. I mean, heck, if the people that left the United States, their homes are available, people should just, be moved in there. What I'm hearing is there is no excuse for all of this homelessness, okay? There's no reason why people are homeless. There's no reason, okay? But they are. So we're here to talk about that, and we're here to talk about why that's happening. Because there's all sorts of structures and buildings and places that could be turned into little apartments for people that are homeless. There's plenty of people that don't want to be homeless, and there are also plenty of people that do. But we also have to look at how that homelessness is affecting those around them. It could be affecting property values and things like that, or just how people are living. It seeps into the psyche of everybody. Like I did a video, and gosh, I'm trying to think what I was talking about, where whatever it was, it was on Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, and how they were racism peddlers, and how what they were doing it spilled out into all communities. It didn't matter. They were doing it to affect a community, but ultimately knowing that it would branch out into all communities. It touches everybody. And the same thing goes for homelessness. Homelessness touches everyone. I don't care if you don't have anybody in your family and you can go down the line and you can say proudly that nobody is homeless. You still see them, and it still has an adverse effect. People don't like it. Nobody wants to see somebody living on the street. It's not a comfortable feeling. And it can make you feel like you look at what you have and you just feel guilt. But it's designed to do that in many ways, okay? Because something wants to break down the world. And the way you break the world down is you seep into the psyche of the people, and you toss fear out there like red meat to a vicious bunch of dogs, right? They all clamor and grab at it. And the same is for fear. Certain types of people clamor and grab onto it. And it lowers their vibration. It lowers they can't be happy. And so, as strange as it may sound, homelessness is just another form of that. Nuclear war is that. Nancy Pelosi going to China and all of this nonsense, which nothing is going to come out of that. Nothing. It's just to stir the pot and to make people frenzy. Oh my God, she's going to, oh my God, what? That kind of stuff never fazed me. Never. Something comes out, oh, you got to be afraid of this. I've never been afraid of much of anything. especially if you don't have anything to back it up. You're just saying, hey, this thing exists. I'll believe it when what you're telling me exists is causing what exists, you're claiming exists, causes all kinds of problems out in the world. Until then, I'm not going to believe you. But here we are with the homelessness. And the homelessness is, we have the Seven of Swords. Okay? We have the Five of Pentacles, of course. We have the Four of Wands. And oftentimes people end up homeless because they don't feel worthy. A lot of these things stem from childhood. It stems from people feeling that they're not worthy. And so the parent doesn't do the proper job in raising the child. And the child goes out into the world thinking they aren't worthy, they are not valued, and therefore they don't value themselves, and therefore why should anybody else value me? That's what happens. It's not, oftentimes things that occur are not like mysteries that you have to, have brainstorming sessions and conferences with a bunch of people to talk about at a round table for 5, 6, 7, 8 days in a row. It doesn't require that. It's oftentimes very simple. 95% of the time, things are just very simple and obvious. People out there on the street are coming from broken homes. They're coming from homes where they were just thrown, they were in the corner somewhere and nobody paid them any attention. Nobody gave them any love. And they came out into the world trying to find it, but also at the same time not feeling worthy. And they were looking for love in all the wrong places because they didn't know what love was. And I don't digress because this is all part of why people are homeless and on the street. So we start with the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords is, it's lies and deception, unfair arguments. And I feel that this is, you hear people talking about homelessness, right? Oh, we've got to do this, that, and the other. But they're not doing anything about it. And they may even have the money to do something, or they may have the influence, or they may have had the influence at one time to do it. But they didn't do anything. Presidents never, I don't know of any president that has ever done anything about the homeless situation. I don't know of any. And we know Joe Biden isn't doing anything. No president has ever addressed that here in the United States for those people that are impoverished. I don't know. Leave a comment below if you know. But it can be handled and dealt with. But there's lies and deception around it. And people just don't care. It's not, but it's supposed to affect the psyche too. And then we just have Five of Pentacles. And we all know that Five of Pentacles is out in the cold. It's poverty, it's sickness. And that is what people are dealing with that are out there on the streets. And we just need to give a collective prayer for these people. We need to understand, instead of driving by them and thinking, oh, you know what, you need to just get a life. You could do better. If they could do better, they would be doing better. Most of them. Some people are lazy. We just have to put that out there. But by and large, these people are struggling. Some of these people could have been very successful at one time, and they just lost everything. But they're impoverished and they're without. And there are places that can't even handle it. And there are places that are turning them away, Then you have the Four of Wands, which is interesting, but I get it. And the Four of Wands is about home, new home, joy. It's about joy and success. But this is just really pointing out to me those people that have what these people don't. And I'm not talking about you listening. No, it's people in power that have that can do something. We can all do something. We can help them. Even if you think they're going to go buy drugs or whatever, maybe if you feel that way, buy them food, buy them a healthy meal. Do something. We're all in this together. We're all in this world together is what I'm hearing. But there's people that, are behind their gates and they're celebrating and they're doing nothing to help this situation. Now you have the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is about destruction. It's about death. And it's determination. You can see the look on that person's face. And I feel like that's a lot of things. That's homeless people rising up. Enough is enough. We've had enough. We need to do something. We need to get ourselves out of this predicament. Because like I say, some people that are homeless are very capable of coming up with plans to, lead the people to a better place, a better outcome. We have Black Lives Matter, we have Antifa, we have other organizations, but we don't have anything dealing with the plight of homelessness. We don't have people out there rallying for them, trying to help them. It doesn't exist. So the homelessness, I'll bring it back to where I started. It's by design. It's to just destroy the country, allowing these people to stay on the street, for people to see it every day and to deal with it. That's by design. These people, when you talk to them, you will find that they've had a tough life. Maybe they don't have they didn't have either of their parents. They had one parent, they had abusive parents, they were latchkey kids, whatever the case may be, they were lacking in some way. And that's the story. So I'm going to leave it there. Please do consider liking, sharing, subscribing, and leave a comment below. And if you like what I do, consider buying me a coffee. It would be most appreciated. And if you would rather instead buy them a coffee, do that. But let's do something. That's what I'm hearing. Let's do something. Thank you so much for stopping by the Humble Seer. Until next time, you take good care. Bye-bye.